Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's look at the 14th day problem today. Here we have the problem of regex substitution. So let's look at the problem statement. The RA.sub tool, sub stands for substitution, evaluates a pattern, and for each valid match it calls a method or lambda. So it actually means that RA.sub search for a matcher, and if a match is found it will run a function for that particular match from the text over here. It searches for match from this particular string. That's what happening over here. In the previous video we have used this actually. This RA.sub function replaces one of match with a string. So instead of string we can use a function too. That's what they have provided over here. Let's look at the example. Here they have defined a function square. So square of match, number equal to end of match dot group, then return string of number exponent like square, so that they are actually searching for digits. So in this string they have numbers spaced between 1 to 9, and when a number is found this function runs and return the function output over here. So 1 gets squared and printed as 1 itself, and then the next match is found as 2, and the square function works and 4 will be printed like that. It works throughout. So that's what they have provided over here. Let's look at the another example. So here they are actually looking for hyphens. Wherever there is 2 hyphens it gets replaced to null. So they actually want to clean this code. So in HTML if 2 hyphens are in between, I think it's an error. So they actually need us to remove those hyphens. So that's why we are substituting that with a null statement. So it will remove them and print the remaining thing. That's what happening over here. So let's see our task that we need to do. You are given a text of n lines. The text contains ampersand, ampersand, and vertical to vertical bar symbols. Your task is to modify those symbols to the following. So the 2 ampersand symbols should be changed to and the 2 vertical bars should be changed to or. So that's what we need to do. We need to substitute this with and this with o. Both 2 symbols should have a space on both sides. So it should also have a space on both sides. Input format, first line contains the integer n, the next n line contain a line of text. Okay, neither 2 ampersand nor 2 vertical bar occur in the start or end of each string. So they never start in starting or end of each line, so we don't need to check for that part. So let's look at the input format. This is like a code. They have a Python code itself, and instead of this 2 vertical bars and these 2 ampersand we should print and o. That's what we need to do. They have also provided some notes over here. Do not change 3 ampersand or 3 vertical bars or single ampersand or single vertical bar. So we don't need to change for that. Only change those ampersand, 2 ampersand symbol which have space on both sides. So we have to check for spaces too. Only for those 2 vertical bars which have spaces on both sides. For both these symbols, if there is space on both sides starting and ending, then we only need to find that match and we need to change that. So let's start the coding part. So first import re, then we need to take the input, right? Input starts with the number of lines present over here, so it's gonna be 11, and we have to loop through the range of 11 and we need to take the input. So we can directly do that for I in range of input. Then we need to do is like print. Let's first print it, so that it will be print I, not print I. These are also going to be input, right? So print input. So first let's run the code so that you can have an idea about how it looks like. So we got the same way as it is. Input is given over here and our output is in the same way, but we have to change this. That's what we need to do. So let's write a function. Like we can do that substitution inside here itself. Array dot sub of pattern, right? Pattern, then with the substitution that we need to do, substitution, then our input, like string. So now we need to change for this part. First we need to find the pattern. So pattern equal to dot. Now we have to check for spaces, right? First they have provided over here which have spaces on both sides, so we need to check for the ampersand and this vertical bars that starts with space and ends with space. So there is actually a function, actually a method that here we used in the previous examples too. Like I don't remember the, in the array.find all problem I guess we have used the same thing, like positive look behind assertion. So instead of this dot dot three dots over here, we can define some string or character so that it will check the particular match in the string after this dots over here. So here ABC is mentioned over here, and when it searched for a patterns after ABC, it printed out DEF, as DEF comes after ABC. And similarly here is the look ahead assertion. It actually checks for a text before the match over here. So as IMOV will match Isaac only if Isaac is followed by IMOV. So here Isaac AS movie, we will get the thing. So instead of the last space we need to check, put over here so that it will print find the match if 2 ampersand is present before the space. So we have to use look ahead assertion and look behind assertion in order to do that. So first we need to find the ampersand that's after the space, right? So starts with space, so we need to start with this one. So pattern is gonna be equal to then one space. That's what we need to do. Then for the final ending part, same way, equal to then space. So in between that we need to find the pattern. For that let's just put over here, then our pattern is going to be ampersand ampersand. Wait a minute, let me show you this one. Here matches if the pattern doesn't match next. This is a negative lookup assertion. Okay, sorry, that's not the one. Matches if matches next doesn't consume any of the string. This is lookup assertion. For example, Isaac will match Isaac only if it is followed by as IMOV. So similarly it will match for the ampersand with space after that. Okay, and another thing we need to find for these 2 ampersand as well as for these 2 vertical bars. So here we need to put a vertical bar over here, either or, so that it will, let me show you the example. Check if the string contains either false or stays. So here this is the string they have provided over here. So when we put this vertical bar in our pattern, it will check for either any one of them, so false or stays. If any one of them in the string, it will find it as a match. So that's what we need to do. Like we need to put 2 ampersands over here, then 2 vertical bars over here, and with a vertical bar in the middle. So that's what we're gonna do. So we will be putting one vertical bar, then we need to add special character and vertical bar. And okay, so here we need to add the special character signals a special sequence. So that's why we put that over here. So our pattern is completed. Then we need to define for substitution the function. So let's define substitution of x, let it be x. So if x dot group equal to ampersand, we need to print not print, okay, we need to return and, right? And similarly, else we need to return or. That's what we need to do. And instead of the string, we need to put the input is gonna be our string, right? In this case, we are not reading entirely throughout the input. We are reading line by line, so in each line it's checking for this pattern, and if the pattern is present, it will substitute and print out the output. That's what we are doing over here. So let's run the code. Okay, what's happening here? Expect unexpected your file pricing. Okay, so I think we forgot to put one more bracket of parenthesis over here, and now it's fine, I guess. Okay, we got the output correct. Okay, the test cases are running. Okay, we got the entire test cases correct. So let's now simplify the problem. Instead of this substitution, we can directly put a lambda function, lambda x, the same thing itself, x for x, and if x dot group equal to, and then else or the same thing we did. Let's comment it out. Let's run the code again. Okay, what happened over here? Input format or I think both of them changed to or. Let me see what happened over here. Okay, let's look at the problem. What's the problem over here? So both of these get changed to O. So the and is not working. So lambda x dot group. Okay, we forgot to put the bracket over here. Oh, let's run the code now. Okay, we now got the test case correct. Let's submit the code. Let's then remove it so that our code is simplified, right? Let's submit it. It's working. Like, we can even simplify the code, like instead of this pattern we can directly put the pattern. That's all. So the code is gonna be a little weird if you are doing like that. Let's copy it out. Let's run the code again. We still got the same output. Like the entire code gets completed in 3 lines. Let's submit the code. Okay, we got the test cases correct and the test case is correct. I think the video is helpful to you guys. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. We can meet tomorrow with the 15th day problem.